I think the yield bonus is possibly, it's not really worth it, I think, for the effort that it takes to roll the field. It only gives you, in the base game, a 2.5% yield bonus. Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms for our Elm Creek Beginner Player Series. So carrying on from last episode, we've just in the process of finishing up our sorghum planting. So we've done a bit of a combining of fields. So field 50, 51, 47, 48 and 49. So we've joined them all together and we've got a big batch of sorghum on the go. Over near the main farm, we've got the same sort of situation happening with the front fields, and we're about to get into the rolling. So if I jump into our roller, so we're just going to go through the process of rolling this field out just so we can get a seed bed, and then we're going to sleep and get our crop growing. So don't normally do the rolling. I think the yield bonus is possibly, it's not really worth it, I think, for the effort that it takes to roll the field. It only gives you, in the base game, a 2.5% yield bonus over and above what you would normally get. So fertilizing is more impactful. And if you've got weeds turned on and ploughing turned on and obviously lime turned on, those things need to be addressed so you get maximum benefit. But generally speaking, rolling is just another element to the game that if you want to do it, you can. So I'm just going to try and swing through here. It's going to be a pretty tight turn. And truth be told, this roller is probably way too big for the field that we've got. The other field next door will be a lot more suitable. So even if I don't roll this whole field, if I get most of it, I'll be satisfied with that. But obviously the big working width here is the main benefit here. So we can do the area that we need to much quicker. And I'm just looking over those trees. We're pretty much ready to go. We've got one more month to wait until our eggs are going to be hitting that peak price, so we're going to do that soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swing back around, grab this edge, and then we'll drive on over to the main field and we'll get cracking on that. So I'm not going to do another lap of this field. I want to get stuck into the main area. Now the farmyard is getting a little bit tight at the moment because we've got some additional equipment that we've purchased. We put some more solar panels in, so there's quite a bit going on. Get this guy set up. So I'm going to go probably from this end first. Get that unfolded. So we've leased the JCB fast track if I can get to it, which is probably just here. So I've got two Corn Espero directorial seeders. So I've been utilising them in tandem to work these fields. I am tossing up with the idea of getting a directorial, not a directorial, just a seeder. So I'm looking at potentially the large Amazon. So this will do 15 meters, but it won't cultivate, but it does seed and fertilise. So it gives us basically double the working width of the Kun in one unit. Okay. So that's probably something we may look at. And I'm actually going to use the JCB fast track to pull this roller. I think it's more powerful than the New Holland. Just let me double check that. 351 horsepower versus, oh no, the New Holland is more powerful. So get cracking. So I'm just going to do one headland row and then we'll send this guy off on a worker. So I'm not going to talk the whole time. I'll time lapse part of this and I'll cut in and out. I just want to sort of take in the view currently. So we're still in, we've got field stone turned on as well, so that's kind of why we're rolling here, because we're going to push those stones back in. But I just want to see how the roller performs in our newly sort of configured rounder field, because obviously the workers do have some issues getting around. So I think the trick really with these curves is to make sure they're really sort of shallow and sweeping curves. So when you do overlap like we are now, you're not overlapping excessively. Let's get this cruise control on actually. So you are able to cover a significant amount of the field as efficiently as possible. Yeah, so this is better suited for this size field. just the speed is a little bit of an issue. So, alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this headland row, and then we'll come back in and get the worker to do the straight up and down. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, here we are. So we're coming up to our beginning run. So we're just going to finish that off. And then what I'm going to do is I'll send this worker off, basically just across the field to start with, and see what happens, I guess. And then we'll go and inspect the field for what sort of yield bonus we're getting. Okay, so if we hit the worker, he should straighten up. There we go. So we're getting 2%, so 75 up from 73. I mean, it really does not seem worth it for 2%. I mean, if it was a little bit more impactful, like say 5% or 10%, we've got a pretty significant area to cover as well. So we've got to do all this section here. We've got to do all this section here. Yeah, truth be told, I'm probably going to abandon the rolling. It's just going to take too long. I mean, it's a nice mechanic and all for the game, but I don't think it's worth me driving around the field to get a 2% yield bonus, especially when we're trying to sort of expand and get our farm growing. Okay, so let's just double check that we are where we need to be in terms of our planting. So I'm just going to check the crop map. Alright, so we've got sorghum. It is growing. Should have 2 states of fertilizer in most areas. So what do we got? Needs rolling. Turn that off. Yep, so we've got 1 or 2 fertilizer states, so that's alright. Look, we'll just make it work. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've got to sell the eggs in this next cycle as well. So that should give us a pretty good income for November. And I think this trailer is just about actually full as well. So, right, 27,000 property income. Where are we? 75%. Okay, let's go check the price of eggs quickly. November, 4,000. Okay, let's go pick these guys up. We've got a nice November morning actually. Very nice. So not quite a full pallet on the second pallet of eggs, but still reasonable. Okay, we full. Yes, we are. Alright, let's hook up. Go and get these delivered. I think what I am going to do is quickly get another application of fertilizer down where we can. So I don't know why that didn't give us 2 states of fertilizer. That's probably because we didn't allow sufficient time in between. So you can't basically put double application. Oh, that was silly. That was a waste of fertilizer. So you got to let it grow 1 state first before you put the second application down. Okay, well that was rookie error. Anyway, let's get the fertilizer down now, boost that yield, and we'll have a good stockpile of sorghum. Okay, don't clip the tree this time, that'll be handy. 66,000, not too bad. Used vehicles, what do we got? Anything good? So we've got a larger capacity fertilizer spreader. Got a little tractor, not really what we need at the moment. How's our yield situation? Yeah, okay, so we've got our fertilizer up a little bit there. Okay, let's head on over to the main field. Now we can drive on the crop here. It's not going to impact our yield because we've got the skinny tyres on. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to do a headland strip here. Alright, turn on fertilizer spreader. It's a little bit hard to see our working width. I'm just going to try and do 1 lap at least. I'll just zoom out quite a bit further. I think we can kind of see where the colour is changing. It's actually spreading quite far, which is good. Okay, let's swing that around. Now if you've got precision farming on, when you've got your map open, you can actually see where you're spreading. Obviously we can't see it at the moment because the UI doesn't sort of allow for it. Probably should have started that turn a bit earlier. So as long as you sort of hug that parallel line to the edge of the field, you're sort of not overspreading, underspreading. I mean, we're pretty close there. We are overspreading just a touch. Okay, and let's start swinging it now. Does look pretty impressive though. Once this is all cropped out. Yeah, I wish it really did show on the UI where you've done. It's particularly on the map there. That would be very, very handy. Alright, so we'll just get up around this corner and then we'll send the guy off down on the straight and narrow. Okay, looking pretty good. Alright, so probably about here, I would say. Okay, yeah, so 100% fertilised. We've got about 90 to... So it should be 98 on the edges at least. Because of the rolling that we did. So you can see that there. Okay, let's go check our fertiliser map. So we did a pretty reasonable coverage there, which was good, around the outside. So, right, let's get this trailer back in position. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, we'll go get this back in position, ready for the next load of eggs. 66,000, not too bad. We'll check in on our solar panels as well, see how much they made. Coming into the winter, I would expect them to be making less anyway. So when we hit spring, or when we hit summer and autumn, generally, or summer and spring, I think are the best times. All right, what else can we do at the moment? Let's have a quick look. So we're waiting for that to grow. We are currently fertilising our massive patch of sorghum, as you can see here. So we've got a sea of green. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll come through and tidy up these edges, I think. Maybe I'll do that now, while that guy's spreading, just so we can get some nice corners. So back to landscaping, painting, go for the grass texture. Basically what we do is just sort of cut into that a little bit. And then on the next harvest cycle, I'll come back through with a subsoiler and just tidy that up a tiny bit, just so it's not such a straight angle like a 45. It's got have a bit more of a curve to it. Yeah, surprised it let us do that, eh? Because we don't own that land, so that was close. All right, how's our fertilisation going? Yep, pretty much almost done. So we'll get this fertiliser down, then we'll sleep again. Let's go and check on the chickens. They're probably in need of a top up. I don't think we can damage the crop at this stage. Not quite yet. Probably next growth stage. Alright, so that's full. 9,000. I would have thought that'd be a bit lower, but obviously I haven't slept that much. Alright, how are we travelling? Pretty much all done. So alright, let's get this guy back to base. And pretty much from here on in, we're just going to sleep until this is ready to harvest, and then we're going to go hard on the harvest if we don't have any unfortunate accidents. Hopefully we won't. Okay, looking pretty good. Probably need to really start thinking about our next move, or our next land purchase at least. Right, 23,000, not too bad. Okay, have a quick look at the map. So we've got some weeds there. That was to be expected. Let's have a look at used vehicles. What do we got? We've got a small roller, manure spreader. These are two items that we probably should sell that roller, actually. I don't think we're going to roll again. So while we're here, drop this weed off. We'll grab this guy. Offload it. I think we bought this potentially used. I can't actually remember. But obviously, oh, here we go. December, we're losing all our leaves. So the map looks a little bit different. Really just opens up the visuals too, which I quite like. Alright, I'm going to drive this over and I'll see you over there, and then we'll sell this bad boy. Alright, here we are at the shop. Time to say goodbye to our roller. It was nice, but just not worth the time and effort for the bonus that we get. Okay, make sure we sell the right thing here. Okay, what are we doing? Sell. Cool. bit of a cash injection that we needed. I might leave this guy here for the moment. What else have we got to do here? I think that's it. So our fertilization's done, our crop's growing, chickens have been fed. Alright, 17,000 in property income. It is now... Turn this tractor off. So sorghum's actually not too far away from being ready. We've still got the Dalbo Rax, the power roll, which we don't need. How's the sorghum looking? Pretty good. Getting there. It's probably not too far away, to be honest. Top these chickens off and we'll sleep again. Nice January morning. So 20,000 property income there, that was pretty good. So we are getting some... Okay, so we're ready to harvest, so that should be both. So that's actually pretty good. So that was only like 3 or 4 cycles. A couple of weeds, but anyway. I think we got a big patch of weeds through the middle here, so that's where the road was. Okay, cool. Used vehicles. Oh, we got another baler. Oh, that's a silage baler. I think we've already got one of those. Yeah, so this has got a wrapper on the end, so we don't need that. Alright, let's do a quick stock take of what we've got on. Okay, so the sorghum's ready to go. Everything else is pretty much up to date. Yeah, it's going to be harvest time, so we'll leave this episode here, and then we'll come back in the next episode and begin this harvest. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Like the video if you enjoyed today's content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're new to Farming Simulator 22, please go and check out my beginner tutorials. So they'll help you out with various parts of the game. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one, and bye for now.